led by Laura Jackson, who was selected through this process last year. They have over 60 professional musicians. They perform all over the northern Nevada area and run their series from September to April. That's the Master Classic series. They also have their regular performance in Genoa on July 4th, and they have a very well-known and very well-respected and popular student program that they run through Washoe County School District as well, and a series of young people's concerts. Celebrates strings, and discover music. So they are bringing the arts to our young people, which is so important. And I don't know if you heard on NPR yesterday about how much music actually improves student achievement, which we've known all along, but now it's coming to the public. So we deal in the data for years, and finally it becomes popular information. So I'm very excited to hear about that. I wanted to let you know that receiving the award today is Francine Burge. She's the Vice President of Marketing and Communications. She was a Reno Phil subscriber before joining the staff, and she has a kind of an interesting story about how she became so supportive and interested in the Philharmonic and classical music. She credits Dunkin' Donuts for instilling the love of classical music. She began attending classical concerts at the age of 5, and if she could sit still for an hour, her mother would indulge her in a gooey treat from Dunkin' Donuts. And so the love of music began. She uses this trick with her friends when they come to Reno Phil concerts, but now replaces the donuts with a glass of wine. So she's been very successful in the marketing department, and over the past 9 seasons has almost doubled the subscriptions. And last year for the Conductor Search, they sold a record number of subscriptions. So without further ado, I'd like to present to you Francine Burge to accept the award.
First, I'd like to thank A2N2 for this recognition. It's really appropriate that we're being recognized on the same panel with the Glenn Group. Rose Glenn was our very first agency of record, and they actually developed our first, and the logo that we still use to this day. Phil Rose was actually on my first marketing committee, so it's kind of great that everything comes full circle. I also need to recognize the Estepona Group, who also has been working on our campaigns for the past 4 seasons, and have come up with like some really creative stuff, like the last Conductor Standing, the record albums, and the one that's coming out this summer that you'll just have to wait till July to hear about. You know, I think I have the best job in the world. Oh, wait a minute. I also need to write, oh, wait a minute. While I'm at it, I need to recognize some of the people that are working, or that I've worked with. I have the best job in the world between the musicians of the Reno Phil and the creatives and the vendors that I've worked with. I've worked with the most talented people. Like the musicians, they work within very small budgets and sometimes for free. I can't thank them enough for this shared passion for the music. And I know that there's so many people in the room that have worked on our collateral. I'd like you all to stand if you've ever worked on the Reno Philharmonic, presently or in the past. This is our award. Now, if you've remained seated, I'd like you to meet you at that door with your business card, because I'll be calling you later. Now, while I'm at it, I'd also like to recognize everyone that's sitting at this table. We have all of our staff members and some of our volunteers, and 2 of our board members, Charlotte McConnell, who is our board chair, and Ellie Oppenheim, who is my marketing chair. When I've attended conferences or I've corresponded with some of my marketing colleagues in the orchestral world, I'm usually envied. Our advertising is exciting, it's fresh. It's not the usual kind of stuffy stuff that I've seen from the orchestral world. And because of this, our season tickets have increased every year for the past 10 years. People are very excited about the Reno Phil. They're thrilled with our new conductor, Laura Jackson, and they're engaged with our award-winning education programs. Our education programs, as Judy was referring to, they reach over 25,000 school-age kids each year. And I know that a few people from agencies will identify with this statement, that it feels really good to have a product that you believe in and that you can get behind. The Reno Phil is good. We're not just good for Reno, but we're a first-class, first-rate orchestra playing some amazing music. It's a very exciting time for the Reno Phil. We're embarking on some really cool programs this year. And one of the things that we're starting is a new composer in residence program. The composer that we've chosen is originally from Reno, a ranching family, and he was one of our youth orchestra musicians in the mid-90s. A few months ago, he premiered a composition that he wrote with the New York Philharmonic. And now he's coming back to Reno to compose 2 new pieces with the Reno Philharmonic for the citizens of Reno. It's a huge deal. And because I'd like you to be as excited about the Reno Phil as I am, when you leave today, all the staff and the board members will give you a ticket for 2 tickets for the Reno Phil. Again, thank you so much, and congratulations to John Murphy, the Glenn Group, and Brian Crane. It feels really good to be in this company.